Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today you join us on another purchase of a car completely unseen. This car means something to us, though, not because of the actual car, but because of what model and make it is. For those that know me, you would know that I owned one of these as my first car, and I've owned plenty, but the first one was, you know, the one that got away, the one that unfortunately did rest away, but it means so much to me and all my family because all the effort that we put into it as well. But anyway, let's get on with what we've just bought. So yes guys, this is a Toyota Mr2 Mk2, and I actually had one of these when I was 17 years old. Actually, I had a red one when I was 16, and then I bought a white one when I was still 16, I think, because I sold my red one. And the ironic thing here with this one is it used to actually be red, and then it was like a college project or something, and they sprayed it white. Now you can see that from a lot of the paint areas and where there is some red. And also you can probably just see in the actual video here that it is a little, you can see the shade underneath. I don't think they smoothed it down and primed it enough, because you can still see there's a slight hint of red in the white paint, if that makes sense. Doesn't look like a pure white, which is a little bit frustrating, but let's explain. So yes, the first problem we have is there is no engine in here, which, you know, it's interesting. I don't know what to do here. It's got no engine, and as a clip in the Fast and Furious,
we got no windows, do we? No, do we? No, do we? No, it's not.
So, yeah, we don't know quite what we're going to do with this yet. Whether I'm going to part it out, or I'm going to explain further in the video and show you more in depth of what actually was the plan for this car with the previous owner, and what the parts are actually with it. Now, there's a lot of parts with this car, even though it is a complete bare shell, and it has potential to be a track car. I'm going to show you exactly what bits that have been purchased to put this into a track car. So the first thing you're probably going to notice is the big roll cage, which is still a little bit loose, but there has been some channels welded into the body, and it's got this big roll cage in, which they're not easy to get for MR2s, and I think they're quite a few £100s as well. So that's pretty cool. I mean, I'm 6'3". Me getting in these cars was hard enough as it was, let alone with a big roll cage in. So not quite sure what to do with that. Also, Perspex windows, which have obviously the slider bit for the venting. Also, it has this like whole template made up, obviously, where they'll put some gauges in and all your switches that you need in a sort of a track car. So that's all been made and adaptive. We've also had a bucket seat once upon a time welded in here, and the little eyes for the rear seatbelt harnesses. And as you can see, there is the box section that's been welded in. Maybe not the prettiest, but that can soon be tidied up. And it looks like it's got a load of seam seal around the weld as well. And again, that is the back one all put in place. So the roof looks interesting. Now, I don't know if this was a genuine hardtop shell. To me, it looks like this has been adapted somehow, because this whole plate goes right across. And I don't know if you guys can see there, it looks like that's all been cut. So here is the car once upon a time when it was red. Now you can just see the roll cage in there. So this has been a project for a long time. It's a shame it's still not red, to be fair, because I think I'd be more happy with that than some sort of dodgy paintwork. But still, we can't complain with the price that we paid for this car. And looking in this engine bay, it's got polybush rear mount there That's just an exhaust mount. Subframe looks really clean. It's got all the, these have been replaced because these always rust out. They actually call these the cancer bars in the MR2 world. They always rust, so they're little strut braces. And it looks like the standard fuel tank's still in, which is good. And then obviously the standard fuel filler. And then we got the cable, gear selector cable there as well. Also, the rear window is removed. So coming back to the back of the car, these here were obviously levers that went over there, which is a lot of people do things like that on a track car. Now, I haven't actually been in the boot yet. Well, I have, but I've not really looked at anything in there. But it looks like we've got a load of extras and, you know, the standard parts in there. So we're just going to go through what we've got after we prop this up. Now, the funny thing about this car is I actually only paid £250 for this shell. Now, the roll cage is probably worth double that alone. Now, these lights here, they call them the kooky lights. The only thing is we haven't got the side light reflectors there, which we might do somewhere in the car, but not actually fitted. These lights go for probably around £600 for the pair with the panel, but unfortunately the panel has had some bolts put in, but we can always sell the panel with that damage and the lights together, and even put the older lights back on. Now, you're going to ask probably why, and we'll get to that later in the video. So I just took the box out of the boot, and we've got these side panels which fit just over the side in here in the engine bay. They're also black. One reflector, which actually is a light up one as well, which is quite rare. I don't know if these are that common. I've not seen those before, to be fair. MR2 guys, even though I am an MR2 guy, pretty sure this is a US thing. Let me know in the comments. So, in this box of goodies, we got the coolant bottle, bunch of bolts, some brackets, the standard gearbox mount, some fuel lines, we've got the stabiliser link, which goes to the mount, we've got the standard coolant tree, big vacuum canister here, nice Samco Sport blue coolant hose, which is kind of cool. The earth cable, which probably goes from the gearbox. Now we've got the standard coil pack that looks like it's in a bad way, which is really crap. And then we've got the mount at the back, which is also polybushed, which sits on the gearbox. We've got a full Samco set of coolant hoses, which is mental. So pretty mad selection of parts really, considering the price we paid for this car. Now, if we parted it out, we could make our money back quite easy just by selling the lights, the Samco hoses, the polybush mounts. Literally, there's quite a few, I was going to say a couple of £1,000 in this car, which is crazy considering it was just a shell. I did not expect to have this many parts. And it gets better. Inside, obviously we've got another perspex glass. Now we've got the trim which has been cut, probably where the roll cage sits in. So that's been chopped. Again, I've not looked in here, so you guys are actually looking in here firsthand, so there's not no fake sort of video reaction, if you like. So we've got a perspex rear window as well. I have actually got a glass window of these up the top there, which is quite something. But yeah, we've got a perspex rear window, the standard rear spoiler side pieces, standard selector cables there, standard spoiler. This is quite heavy. Door weather strips. Now we've also got these alloy plates made up which actually fit on the door cards, so they're proper like track spec door cards to save all the weight, so you can have this car as light as possible. Now we've also got both sides of those. We've got the standard rear strut brace as well. Coming back to the front then, again I've not actually opened this, so let's find out what we've got in here. I had one with pins before in, so let's see. Okay, there's more goodies in here. Okay, if you can see, there's more goodies in here. We've actually got a aftermarket radiator in there as well. Got some goodies in there, no idea what that is. Obviously the standard fan in there. Some smashed up fog lights. Yeah, they're no good, which is a shame because these go for really good money. But yeah, they're completely knackered. Standard fan, the radiator cowl in there. Radiator fan as well. So we did have coilovers on this car, but the previous owner actually put the standard suspension on just so it was a rolling shell, so he could sell it and get a little bit of his money back. So it's currently rolling on standard suspension, which is fine, but that depends on what we got planned for this car. First thing I'm going to do is open this because I'm curious. Let's get that done. So it looks like we've got ourselves a standard window regulator, and that's so we can still use the windows, well, the perspex one, to go up and down, because they're quite common to break on the brackets here on the window regulators. But guys, it even gets better than this with this car. We've still got more stuff to show you what it comes with. Now the paint job is really bad. As you can see, they've literally sprayed all in the arches, but while we're in here is it also has some braided lines all round the car. These wheels are obviously too small for this car. They were just made for rolling, but they would do for now. No rust on the rear bumper bit. Well, there is, but it's just surface because that is solid. And as you can see, the side vents, that's all been sprayed. Now that will eventually just crack over time because that's just a hard bit of rubber. Why they've painted that, I don't know. And the seals on this car are pretty solid. It's just a shame that someone has jacked it up on the back there, which is really stupid. Which is a real shame. That's happened both sides, so you could probably cut that out and put some new ones in place, but we're going to decide what we're doing with this car again later on in the video. And although it doesn't have an engine in this car, it did come with an exhaust. Now the idea was to put a K20 in this car, and I think he was pretty much there, and then he just gave up on it in the end because of the money that he was putting into it. But we've got a standard exhaust for the MR2. It's not actually standard, I lied. This looks like a mongoose exhaust with the decat pipe in place, which is, these days they're quite rare, but back in the days, this used to be the most popular exhaust on the non-turbo MR2s, this and probably the Blue Flame one. But yeah, this looks in quite good condition as well. Very, very happy with this so far. So guys, how does a 6'3" guy fit in an MR2, let alone when there's a roll cage in? Now, don't laugh, but I'm going to try. But it doesn't have a seat at the moment, but still, this will be a laugh, especially when there's a seat in there. Yep. Just head it. Oh, don't help, I've got a hernia. Oh, there we go. So, we're in. So imagine there's a seat in there as well. I'll probably be about here. So my head is literally going to be nutting this roll cage, so I'm going to have to probably sit quite far back and up. But yeah, I made it in. Now the original mileage on this car looks like it's around 175,000 miles. Now considering this is a UK spec car, the shell's actually in really good condition. Now time to get back out. Yeah. Bad. So guys, that is the new purchase, the Toyota Mr2 Mk2 with no engine. Now you're probably going to be asking what the plans are for this car. We could go down the original route of what I do, and that would be sell the parts. Now I really don't know what to do with this. It's prepped ready for a track car. The bodywork, or the paintwork at least, is really bad, but there's so many bits and pieces that it's almost there to turn into a track build. Now, I've got three options in my brain what I'm going to do with this. So the first one would obviously be strip it and make money, maybe sell the shell to, you know, the Road Motorsport team who do the MR2 races, or we go down the road of putting a standard engine in and, you know, making a track car, you know, build whatever, or even an MR2 turbo lump in there and making a build. Or 3, we actually make a series of trying to turn this car into a £1,000 budget track build. Now, let us know in the comments what one you would like to see. Really not sure what to do with this yet. So yeah, let us know in the comments what you would like to see. I'll be interested to see what you guys would do. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Comment down below what you think we should do with this car. Your subscription means the world to us and it's completely free. And that means that we can grow this channel by putting more track car builds like this, more content, more different cars you don't really see every single day. Definitely stuff like this. So if that sounds good to you, consider hitting that subscribe. Thank you. So guys, let us know in the comments what we should do with this MR2. Should we strip it out, get rid of it, sell the shell, or should we turn this into a track car build? I'll be interested to know in your comments. I'm excited about this. I think I know what I want to do. Let's see. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. See you later.